Hey, good morning, Journey Church. I'm going to take these off. It's a little bit dark. Good morning, Journey Church. Pastor Randy here, and it is Friday. It's early. It's about 8:30 this morning, but I wanted to come to you because I want you to be able to have a chance to join our prayer time. Let me get that up here. In just about 25 minutes, we've got some folks that are going to be on Zoom praying for our church, our nation, for you. And so I'd love for you to join them. Let me show you how to get there. If you haven't participated in that before, you can go to our website. See if I can control this thing. Go to our website. There we go. And if you go to the home page of our website, you'll come up here, and then you can just click on Schedule and Events. And scroll down, and right over here you'll see click here to join the meeting for Zoom at 9 on Fridays. And so if you don't have Zoom, you can phone in. We'll have to get you that information, but Zoom, it's an easy way to participate in our prayer time, and so I really encourage you to do that. And that happens every Friday at 9 a.m. And so even if you can't participate through Zoom, then I encourage you to participate through uh, um, just by taking some time in your own home, wherever you are, to pray for our church, for our nation, for the hurt, the even more for the healing uh, that our nation, our church needs. Pray that we'd be able to come back together safely and with everybody's health in mind. Other things coming up this Sunday, um, we continue our series in First Peter, and we're going to be looking at God's plan for His church. First Peter chapter 2. Peter talks about this. He's talking to God's people, God's chosen people living in exile, but kind of scattered around the area that we now know of as Turkey. And so, what does God have to say through Peter about how His church needs to live, and what is the mission of the church? So, we'll be looking at that. And encourage you to join us at 10:30 on Sunday as we continue our study in First Peter. And also next week we have our annual celebration. So the message next week will not be specifically from First Peter, but it will be about our mission as a church, and specifically the mission and the purpose that God, I believe, has for the Journey Church in this coming year and for the foreseeable future. And then right after that, we're going to reconvene on Zoom. For those of you who are on Zoom, we will probably be only on Zoom. Um, and we'll convene for a brief business meeting and then some celebration things. What God has done, God has done some good things in the life of our church and over the past year, and we'll celebrate those. We'll thank Terry Clark, who has served for years on our board, many of those years as chairperson of the board, and he is now stepping off the board and taking a break from that. And so we'll celebrate and thank Terry for his role in the life of the church over some challenging years. And then we have to vote on a few things. We get to vote on our annual budget. We'll vote on David Renfro, affirming him to join the board, and then we'll ask you to vote also on changing the legal name of our church. We've been operating as the Journey Church for almost 10 years, but our legal name is still First Baptist Church of Sonora, California. We're not going to go back to that name, and so we've been advised uh, to change our legal name. And so we're going to ask you to approve that and to allow us to move forward with that change. And so you should have received a letter last week with more information about that, or earlier this week with more information about all of that, and an absentee ballot if you can't join us on Zoom. If you do join us on Zoom, you can vote. We'll have a way to vote that way, and or you can return that absentee ballot. You can also go online at welcometothejourney.org/vote. And in fact, let me see if I can get over there and show you where that is. Yeah, just click up here on our website and it will bring you up information about the annual meeting, annual celebration, and then a ballot down here. So I encourage you to do that. I want to let you know about one other opportunity that we have, which is also coming next week, and that is emotional healthy spirituality. And Peter Scazzaro wrote this book and materials about this. And he says it is impossible to be spiritually mature while remaining emotionally immature. And so I did a message series rooted in this a little over a year ago called Wholehearted, and that was well received. And my friend Pastor Dave Wheeler over at Sonora Community Church, they took a group of people through an 8-week study on emotionally healthy spirituality. They did that last fall, and they're rolling it out to their entire church. Like us, they're a bit of a smaller church in the community, but they've invited us to be a part of that as well. And I think Eiley and I are going to join in on that. That is also starting next Sunday, a week from Sunday, January 31st, and that's going to go from 4 to about 6:30 p.m. And that's going to last for 8 weeks. It will be meeting at Sonora Community Church over near Jamestown and Racetrack Roads. And I want to encourage you to consider that. Give it an opportunity to get out. It's going to be live and in person. And I just want to encourage you to take advantage of that opportunity to dive into those materials and to see how God would lead you toward greater emotional health and therefore to greater spiritual health and maturity. So I'm looking forward to that. I love Dave. He is a like-minded pastor in our community. And so some really good things that they're doing over there. And I'm looking forward to the possibility of working more and more with Dave and Sonora Community Church in the coming months and years. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for joining us again. If you're watching this at live right now at 8:40, then join us in prayer at 9 o'clock this morning. And if you're watching it at our normal preview time of 11:30, just remember that we do prayer at 9 o'clock every Friday morning. Look forward to seeing you online Sunday morning at 10:30 here on Facebook. And I just pray God would bring hope and healing into your life and that He would use you to bring that hope and healing into your neighborhood, your community, and ultimately through us to the world. Thanks. God bless. Have a great Friday.